rubbish, to put it politely, got through the carburettor. Time for a new outboard. Been a week past since last time I went out, and I've come back just to check on the boat. We're getting prepped now for next week. Fingers crossed, all being well, weather permitting, we're on for the big trip. I say we. I can't see him anywhere. I don't know if he'll be coming or staying or who knows. But the good news is I've discovered why my outboard wouldn't fire up again, and it turned out it was spoilt with fuel. I had a green container of fuel and it had been stored, and I think the seal on the top of the actual screw top had failed, and moisture and just mixed in there, and just it were creamy and bubbly, and just not good. The only reason I discovered that was because I poured it in a clear glass, so if you pour it in a clear glass you can see the fuel separates and just becomes spoiled, and I think that's what's actually happened. So I'm just going to show you now that it does fire up, but yeah, there's a surprise as well. So there we have it, she fired up. A little bit of tuning, that's all there is, where she's a bit hit and miss. I've also put some ethanol cleaner in there as well, so I'm going to run it now for a little while, let some of that ethanol cleaner run through it, and what that does is it cleans out the pipes and de-coats all the internals to the actual outboard as well, so it'll clean it up and run a bit smoother, all being well. So I'm going to do that. And then also, I'll show you in a minute, nice surprise coming up. There's a surprise. One happy bunny, look at this. One Tohatsu, 6 horsepower, long propeller, well, say long propeller, long shaft, outboard, get in. Just got to sell the other one now, but that was up and running, so whoever gets it, they've got a good outboard. But look at this, guys, this is in between rain. How calm is that? I thought I'd better go back to shore, grab the outboard, because it's quite weighty while it's nice and flat, the river. Now to put it in. Watch the difference now with the brand new outboard. I've primed it, a few squeeze till that goes tough. Neutral, choke out. This has not been started, by the way. Try again, I've not pumped the fuel through enough. What a difference that is. You can hear me speaking hopefully without the wind. So I'll let that run now for 10 minutes as recommended. For first time starting up, they recommend 10 minutes to let it idle for before you start moving up the ladder on the rev counter. So we'll sit, leave that, come back in a minute. Right, ready. 10 minutes has just passed. That should be nicely warmed up. Give it a little. Yeah. Bring it forward. Yeah. Bring it reverse. Yeah. Back to neutral. So now I'll leave it in neutral. I'll let the mooring buoy go, and I'm going to just take it for a tickle up the road. That's what we call it in the industry, a tickle up the road. Always a little nervous on this bit because there's lots of boats and mooring buoys around there. The depth of the water's 4.5 metres. I've got a draft of 1.3, so there's plenty under the hull as well. Looking at the dodgy diagram, 4.5 metres from the surface of the ocean to the seabed, 1.3 metre draft from the surface of the water to the bottom of the keel, and then 3.2 metres from the bottom of the keel to the seabed, allowing plenty of clearance between the bottom of the keel to the seabed. This is just now becoming high water, so the tide's on a flood. It's on the way in at the minute. Travelling about 3 knots, and that's just over idle. And the wind is coming off the beam as well, the port side beam. A little bit more of an angle that direction. Ideally I want to go that direction, but the wind's blowing me this way. I'll turn it up a little bit, just to get me out of these colours. They'll be enjoying themselves on that. guys, what a weather window that were. We hit a trough on the way back, so not only did we have the trough, we were against the tide because it was still coming in, and when the wind blew, hopefully it's captured that enough, and it read 0, absolutely flat dead I was in the water, absolutely. In the distance it probably didn't capture it, there were a boat as well. As the wind hit, it went right on its side. You could see them give it all out then, get the front sail and get it in. It's like, what absolute drama, weren't expecting that. But absolutely fantastic, done well. So Tahatsu, up to now, you're doing alright. It managed just over tick over. It did easy 2 to 3 knots, just as I were coming in there, because the tide was slackening off a bit, and I still managed about 3.5 there, so that's all on tick over, so that's brilliant. That, I'm really glad I've gone for the next level up, 6 horsepower, so it seems to be like a good thing that I've bought there, so let's give it a try next week. Fingers crossed now. Keep your fingers, toes, everything crossed. The weather's spot on, and you never know, we might all be back in action, travelling the ocean waves. Catch you soon, guys.